At the Okoli Law Group, we specialize in producing justice. If you or a loved one in the Atlanta metro area is facing serious criminal charges, then you need serious legal representation.
The Okoli Law Group is here for you. The Okoli Law Group is here for us.
The Okoli Law Group, serious legal representation.
Excuse me, I was just finished eating a snack. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Once again, Dynasty Amir, search for Uhuru. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Again, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Sister Adeosun should be on shortly. Again, please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. A couple of announcements before we get started. Announcement number one, we are rolling to Nigeria for the Osun Festival, August 4th through the 13th. August 4th through the 13th, we are rolling to Nigeria for the Osun Festival. If you want to join, please visit Danfo, DANFO.Africa. Again, please visit Danfo, DANFO.Africa to learn more. We will love to have you. We will love to have you. Please come and enjoy the beautiful country of Nigeria. Also, we're rolling to Zanzibar. We are rolling to Zanzibar September 22nd through October 1st. Little safari blue. If you just want beaches and sand and good seafood, this right here is going to be the trip for you. Again, if you want beaches, blue water, white sand, good seafood, this right here is going to be the trip for you. So please visit please visit Danfo.Africa to learn more. We'll love to have you. While you're there, make sure you buy that documentary. Again, while you're there, make sure you buy that documentary. All right, Adeosun should be on here shortly. Ayotunde, we're going to be discussing, she's a matchmaker. So she has expertise in matching American women with Nigerian men, and she's going to get into that. It's an interesting topic. I was like, we were discussing this some earlier, but when I said, hey, let's just do a separate show on that as far as matchmaking. So she should be here shortly. Again, she should be here shortly. Let me resend her the link real quick. Yeah, let me resend her the link real quick. So we could get her on here. Yep, so I just reset the link. She should be coming on shortly. So guys, please be patient. Again, please be patient as we wait for her to come on. So while we wait, let's go ahead and play the trailer for the documentary. Hello, I'm Dynasty Amir. Adeosun, you muted yourself. We can't hear you. You're very low.
I'm back. Can you hear me now?
No, it's very, very low. It was very muffled. We can't hear you.
Very low. What about
Yeah,
now?
we can't hear you. Are you on an earpiece, like a Bluetooth, or like what are you on?
Yeah.
That's probably the problem. We can't hear you. You're very low.
Oh, okay. I have it off now. Can you hear me?
Yes, that's better. That's better. It's kind of echo, but it's a whole lot better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of background noise.
Okay. That's my fan. Let me just turn it off.
Okay.
Are we good now?
Yeah, that's better. Hopefully, it's not too hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
so we hear you now.
manage.
We hear you now.
Okay.
So, Ayotunde, our last discussion, we were discussing. We kind of went into your matchmaking services. So, I wanted to expand on that. That's an interesting topic. So, like, if you could tell people the name of your matchmaking company, then we could get into why matchmaking. Why did you decide to get into matchmaking? How's it been going? And how these I guess this intercultural, that the correct term, or cultural exchange relationships. I don't know if that's the correct term. Like, how's that working out?
Oh, okay. So, um, the main reason why I venture into matchmaking is because I find out that you get to a certain age and it's quite difficult to find the one for you, like to find your choice or your spec. So, um, and for some persons, because of the extensive use of social media, it has really made most people just stay indoors. They don't go out anymore, and it's basically just an online thing for most people. So I just looked at the whole thing, and I look at my situation, and kind of feel what other people might be feeling, and I'm trying to find a solution for them, and make everyone find their the one for them at the end of the day.
What's the name of your company?
Distance and relationships.
Okay.
Distance and relationships. And
Mhm.
distance and relationships was created due to the fact that I was in several distance relationship as while growing up, while dating, and um ventured into distance marriage, went through a lot, learned a lot of lessons, and it kind of helped me to know what other people might be going through or are going through, and I try to be helpful to people of that community.
So how's your experience been with long distance relationships, and then your clients? How's their experience been with their long distance relationships? I know the majority of your connections are between, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Black American women and Nigerian men. So how is that? How does that work out usually, especially because of the distance?
Okay, so distance relationships are so challenging, can be so challenging, and it takes a lot, and it takes a brave one to be in anything distance. And sometimes distance can mean someone living in you know another state, but you both are in the same country. It could mean someone 3,000 miles away. It could be far and beyond. So for most people at the beginning, it's usually not easy, because especially for those that are used to dating people around them. And aside that, the fact that some persons are dating people from a different culture, it's kind of makes it the cultural difference. It kind of makes it very challenging for them, because there's a language barrier, there's a tradition barrier, there could be religious barrier, and it's a whole lot. So Being in a distance relationship, it's you have a lot to learn, and you have a lot to learn from a distance. And when we look at it, having even couples that live together, there's some couples live together, but there's some level of distance between them. So not to talk of you far away from your person, your partner, and especially for those in distance marriage, it's very, very challenging, and sometimes you don't know this person too well because you met through a distance, and you're trying to get to know this person from a distance, and not until you get to be together, it's still a distance thing until you get to be together. And that's when you start and begin to know the person. And for those people that visit each other, like maybe once a year, some persons spend like 3 months in Nigeria and spend the rest of their year in the US. And some persons spend maybe 1 month, 2 weeks with their partner here in Nigeria, and the rest of the year in another country. So the thing is, once you're together, you kind of know each other at that period of time, and you can tell certain things about your partner within those period of time, and it's just not enough. The timing is just not enough. So the end goal of being in a distance relationship is very, very important. The end goal is to be together. The end goal is to be together. So if you're in a distance relationship, there are a lot of things you need to know. When are we going to be together? What are we doing? What are our goals? What do we have planned ahead in future? So looking at all those things that is to be in place and be put into consideration, it takes a lot of smartness. You have to be very, very sensitive. Despite the distance, you have to really know who your person is, because even someone living with you, you can't know them, too well. So, and you also have to be very, very careful of who you choose to be your partner in a distance, because there's what we call trust. You should be able to trust your partner. You should be able to believe in them. You should be able to be sure of their loyalty. And there are times, I know couples that test each other. They want to test their partner. They want to know if they are faithful or not. They want to know if they're who they say they are. So it's a whole lot of work. So for everybody that are in distance relationship, they can actually they can bear me witness with everything that I said so far. But the ultimate thing is the end goal. What is the end goal? Why are you suffering the distance? And at the end of the day, what do you want to achieve from being in this distance relationship? That matters a lot.
What's a good mix as far as if you're in a long distance relationship, and we'll use America and Nigeria for an example? What's a good mix as far as you should at least go back? How often should the couple see each other? Right? What's a good amount of time to go spend with your significant other?
Okay, so the thing is, there's actually no time that's enough. But then, for a start, I always advise people to just take time, like say a month, spend a month if you can. But for majority of the people that I know or have met, they kind of can only do 2 weeks, 3 weeks, mostly 2 weeks. And I've seen some people do 1 week. They just come meet for 1 week, but that's not enough time. Don't let's deceive ourselves. Even staying with someone for 1 month doesn't mean you've known all about him. But I bet it with you, within a month, you're going to notice a lot of things, and you're going to know him or her more and better than someone does with someone with their person in just 1 week. So there's no time. No time is actually enough. I'm not gonna say a month is enough, but a month is reasonable if they can take a month off work. I've seen people take 3 months, like I said before. I've seen people take 3 months to come stay with their partner in Nigeria, to learn the culture, to mix with the family, to get to truly know the family and know this person. And again, like, okay, I had an issue with, okay, I had a client have an issue, and he wants to be with a Nigerian lady, right? But being with someone far away, like as far as Nigeria, you need a lot. It's not just the love that you need to make things work. You need finances, you need money to get plane tickets, you need to get your visa. You need to put all these things into consideration. And what I always advise people to do is, don't put all the burden on yourself. Like, your partner should be helpful in a way. I'm not saying do what you cannot afford to do. If you can afford to do it, do it. But it's always good when your partner got you. Your partner is being helpful and supportive of your visit. So, having said that, once you have a partner that is willing to assist, in their own little way, for you to come see them or for them to come see you, it kind of make the load more light, because the whole financial burden doesn't have to be on you, right? Especially if you're the one traveling all the way, because you need to leave your job, you're spending time leaving your country and going as far as coming to Nigeria from whatever country the person is coming from. And also, I'm going to include this, that you need to make sure that this person you want to be with, or you're going to see, you've had several video calls with them, you've actually had solid discussions, to know the basic things about them. Because I mean, I've seen situations where these people don't even know who they're coming to meet. I've seen a situation where someone meets our person, and she's like, well, I didn't know he had this. I don't want to say what it is, but I didn't
No,
know
what
it
is
was this.
what is it? What is it? What is it?
I don't want to say what it is. I
You don't
don't
have
want
to
to
say
say what
the name. You don't have to say you don't have to say the person's name, obviously, but
no,
what?
no, I don't have to describe too.
Oh,
I don't,
okay,
I don't have
okay,
to. Okay. But
okay.
like, when someone's appearance is not looking like what you feel, and it's
Mhm.
not looking like what you see in pictures, right?
Right.
and and the attitude is not matching with the whole energy and vibe on video calls. So that's why I always advise people, when you're coming to meet your person on the first trip, try not to get married, because a lot of people like that, they come first trip, they get engaged, they get married, like, straight off. It's not always advisable, because this person you do not know so well, this person you just met him for the very first time, you don't really know much. I mean, the vibe on the phone, on video calls and everything, it might feel really good and great, but you can get to meet them in person, and the feeling is off and kind of different. And when you start to spend time together, you begin to find out a lot of things that are unattractive, that you cannot cope with. Some things you can cope with, some things you cannot cope with. So spending enough time is very, very important, and it's underrated, because most people look at, okay, it'll cost me a lot to come to Nigeria, go back, come meet this person again and go back. But in my own opinion, I feel like it's better you come, take it as a holiday, as a time off, to get to enjoy yourself and get to know this person, get to meet. I can say no, because you can't really know them in a short period of time. Get to meet with them and make sure physically you both are compatible, and you kind of like what you see, and you think you can cope with the minimum amount of time, of quality of time you spend to this person. So there's a lot. I could keep going on and on and on, but
The,
I
the
think
floor is the floor is yours. The floor is yours.
okay. Okay, so let me just stop there for now.
Okay, what are like so when a client reaches out to you and
Okay.
they're in America and they say they're interested in someone in Nigeria, like why? Like what are they looking for? What are their expectations usually?
Say that again. Come again.
All right, so you have a client here in America,
Okay.
and your client is looking for someone in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
What are their expectations? Like, what do they usually want? What are they looking for?
Okay, so mostly, let me speak about the American men looking for Nigerian women.
Uh-huh.
Mostly, um, it's the fact that these women are homely. That's what they say most times, that they hear that African women are homely, they're gonna cook, they're gonna clean, you know, without being feeling used or something, and it comes natural with them. And some persons always look at family values.
Mhm.
They look at family values, and they also look at things like bringing up a child the way they want their kids to be brought up. And usually some persons will say, oh, I want my blood to I want my bloodline to have a solid African trace,
Mm,
so
mm.
everybody. Yes. And I've seen, do you know, Prince, do you know, I have a Black American man who is willing to relocate to Nigeria. He is willing to relocate to Nigeria, either he finds a wife or not. He is willing to relocate to Nigeria because his ancestral history gave him that he's from the Yoruba tribe, and he
Okay.
doesn't know no one in Nigeria except me. So he said I'm his adopted sister, and he's willing to relocate to Nigeria. But I just told him not to be in haste, to relocate suddenly. I want him to come visit, have a taste of what Nigeria feels like, and be sure that he would like to come stay in Nigeria. So,
Hey,
there are people like that.
he could come to Nigeria with us in August for the Oshun Festival.
Okay, I'm gonna share the platform
Yeah,
with him to let him know
yeah.
that. And do you know that okay, I have this American sister that does IFA,
Okay.
and she came to Nigeria, and she and her spouse went to Oshogbo. They went
Hmm.
to the river, the Oshun River. They went there, and she did that thing. She took pictures and videos, and I was like, wow. I was wowed. She loves the culture. She loves the country. She's like, Deborah, I don't want to go back. I'm like, no. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, you have to go back. So mostly when they come, the first thing I hear people say is the hair is different. I feel relieved, and I feel at peace. That's the first thing I hear.
Right.
Every person say to me, Deborah, I feel at peace. The air is kind of different. It's fresh, you know. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of reasons why people will want to pick a wife or husband from Nigeria. And sometimes some people are not going to tell you the truth.
Okay.
They're not going
Expand on that.
to.
They don't when they don't tell the truth. Like why? Why aren't they telling the truth?
Why? Because the reason for coming to Nigeria, when they tell you, you look at them like, what?
Like
Why?
what are some of the reasons? Like what's some of the dumbest reasons you heard?
Okay, some people are just coming for fun because they hear Nigerian men have the big thing, and they just want
Oh.
to enjoy it.
Pause. Okay. So they're coming. So are you saying some of the women come for sex tourism?
Yeah, I can say that, yes. But they're
Okay.
not gonna make it seem like that's why they're coming, right?
Right.
Not until they get back and their man is saying, oh, I'm trying to reach her, she's not picking my call, she's not talking to. I mean, I've seen someone that got engaged an American woman, right? And when she returned to the US, she stopped picking his calls, she stopped texting him and everything,
Yeah,
and he was confused.
it was just a booty call. What do you? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He, yeah, it was
Mm,
just a booty. Yeah, you know, which is a hookup. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he thought he was in a relationship because they've been talking, and he believed they've been dating for about almost a year, right? And she was feeling reluctant to come. And at the end of the day, when she came to Nigeria, I don't know, maybe she was disappointed, or or she was just there for sex tourism. Only she can tell. Only she can tell us the truth.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Um, so when women reach out to you and they're like, "Hey, I'm looking for a Nigerian man," like again, what are they looking for? So you told me what the men are looking for usually. What are some of the
Mhm.
traits or reasons that the women are looking for, looking for love in Nigeria?
Okay, so most times these women believe that Nigerian men are caring,
Uh-huh.
they're accommodating,
Okay.
they're handsome,
Okay.
and they're hardworking. And what else? What else? They're like, I want a man that's a man, and I don't really get that, but for me,
Okay.
I'm always
When you
different.
when you say you don't really get that, what do you mean?
Okay, I don't really understand when you say you want a man that's a man, because a man is a man. And every man has a different upbringing. The way you were brought up is different from the way my son is being brought up. So I believe that every man has something to offer, and every man is a man.
Right.
So I honestly do not know, because sometimes we say one thing. You can say one thing that means something else to you, and it might mean something else to me. It might mean something totally different to me. So, but most times, what they truly want is, they say, oh, Nigerian men are hardworking. Nigerian men, they have the thing. Nigerian men are caring, they're accommodating, they're understanding. And sometimes I wonder, because some of these attributes they put to these men,
Mhm.
I wonder, because as a Nigerian woman, once married to a Nigerian man,
Okay.
and I have examples, around me, and I kind of look at it. I look at it, and some of what they say is true, but not in all perspective. But it is also another thing that the way a Nigerian man is going to treat a fellow Nigerian woman is kind of different from the way he's going to treat a foreigner, because a
Ex-
Nigerian woman, he
Expand
expects
expand on that. Go ahead. Go expand on that.
he expects a Nigerian woman to know, because she's Nigerian, she knows what the culture is. She knows and she understands from the get-go what everything is, about being a Nigerian, and what have you. But in case of a Nigerian man being married to a foreigner, there's a kind of fair play, because she doesn't know much, and like she's just trying to learn and trying to get to know things. So he's gonna be a little bit soft on her from the beginning, but I bet it with you, when it gets to a point, he expects her to know certain things and understand him, at some point. So yes, that's what I meant.
Okay. Okay. So there's a grace period, I guess, for foreign women.
Mm-hmm.
Versus,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Okay. Now what? Now can you share for the men and the women? Can you share like some horror stories? Like how's this gone wrong? Or if that
Okay.
let me ask you this. So a lot of women reach out to me, right?
Okay.
Because I'm one of the few Black Americans that's pushing for the diaspora to go to Nigeria.
Mm.
So a lot of women I'm noticing they'll reach out to me with questions about going to Nigeria, and it's all centered around them meeting a Nigerian man on Facebook that they're now going to go
Oh.
see that they met on Facebook. What are
Mm.
your thoughts on the new I met my Nigerian fiance on Facebook. Now I'm gonna go see him. Now I have a Nigerian fiance that I met via Facebook phenomenon. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so I know, and I have very, very close friends, sisters and family members that, met their spouse or their husbands or partner on Facebook, Instagram, other social media.
Mhm.
As much as it's quite interesting, and it feels like, it's the right thing, it feels so real and everything. I'm just gonna say for them never to ignore the red flags, never to ignore any kind of red flag that they find out from the get-go, because on Facebook, on social media generally, there are a lot
Mhm.
of scam going on. There are a lot of people with fake profiles.
Mm.
There are a lot of people that are just gonna be with you with for money reasons. And these people are gonna show you. You're gonna see them on video. You're
Right.
going to be in a relationship, you're talking, they'll tell you to come, you get to come to Nigeria, you meet them in person, they're the one. But when when you eventually get married and they get to the US, and
Hmm.
that's when, and they get their papers, that's when you get to know if they are who they are or not.
Mm.
That's
Can
that's
can
the that's
can you give me an example? Like once they get their papers, like what can happen? Like or what happens?
okay. So they can change. They can stop sleeping on the same bed with you. They can, start sleeping on the floor. They can start, hiding phone calls. They can start hiding, they can start hiding money, hiding things from you. And because they have their own exit plans, you don't know. And there was a time someone called me and said, Deborah, let me tell you something. This person is a man, and he said, Deborah, let me tell you something. I will advise you to stop matchmaking Nigerian men that you do not know. And to God be the glory, I try not to matchmake Nigerian men that I do not know personally, because of the reasons he's trying to warn me about. Because he told me, he said, Deborah, these men have a 5-year plan. These men have a 5-year plan. And this is what they're going to do. They know it might take them 2 years to get to the US. They might be in Nigeria for the next 2 years trying to struggle for their papers, trying to, get the immigration thing done, before they can join their partner in the US. And they're going to need like 3 years in the US to get their papers, and everything together. And they're gonna work, get money. Once they have enough money for them to move, they start to misbehave. And there's some of these men that probably are making much more uh, than their spouse is making, and at the end of the day they stop assisting with payment of stuff in the house, rent and what have you. And they start to keep friends nothing about before. They start to tell you, oh, I need to go see this, oh, I need to go to this state, I have a friend there, I'm trying to spend some time with families that you do not know about. So I would always advise, if anybody is planning to get married to anybody anywhere in the world that you do not know more about their culture and everything, I advise them to always read between the lines.
Hmm.
Always read between the lines, and make sure, try as much as possible to understand the language. Try as much as learn, try to learn. There's so many apps, online that you can learn from. You can learn the basic things, the important words. Try and make sure you know and you understand that. And also know their family members. And even some cases, I've seen cases where, family members know this is a scam marriage, and, they just play along, and the whole family is a part of the whole scam thing. So it's a whole lot. it's a whole lot. But basically, once you find one red flag, don't ignore it, because that one red flag will open doors for other red flags, and before it gets too late, such that love can blind you, just try as much as possible to take that red flag seriously. And if it's possible for you to run, please just run.
All right, but can you also share some success stories in regards to,
Okay.
marriage? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so while growing up, we used to have a neighbor that is Nigerian, and his wife was American, and they had kids together. And at a point in time, they do spend some time in US, spend some time in Nigeria, But I keep looking at them. They're growing old now. I keep looking at their love story. I keep looking at them, and I kind of wonder, how is she able to spend so much time away from US? She actually built a school here in Nigeria and started a business. Both of them started to they started a business here in Nigeria, and it became successful, and they're still together till now. I mean, they're growing old, their kids are getting married, they're having grandbabies. That's one success story out of so many. And the intercultural marriage thing has been on for so long. It's just that in recent time, it's just so rampant, and everybody, most people want to marry out of their own culture.
Why is that, marry out of their own culture? Why do you think that is?
Well, okay, so I believe that sometimes you just thirst for something so much because you kind of feel like you're familiar with it, and you just want to, because you're partially a part of it, you just want to be totally a part of it. So I feel like sometimes people just appreciate Africans and Africa as a whole, and they want to
Mhm.
be part of the culture. They want their bloodline to have the African thing, the African gene, and what have you.
Okay. Let me read this comment, then I'll bring Ola on. I will say two of my close friends are permanently scarred from these fake marriages. Both met their Nigerian men in the States, married men who already have their papers. So they met Nigerian men here in America, but were already married, I guess, in Nigeria. Uh,
That's another that's another story. A lot of Nigerian men abroad, a lot of them have families here in Nigeria, and a lot of them are going to lie about their family, and they're going to make you believe, they don't have no ties in Nigeria, and what have you. But the moment you cite that, or you feel, you might be in doubt, but the moment you feel it, just make sure you do your research. And once you find out, it's better you run, because they're never going to leave their family in Nigeria and stay totally with the woman in US. But I've seen cases where someone actually had to come out to the woman he married in the US and told her, oh, I have a wife and kids in Nigeria, if you do not mind. And she said okay, because he's Muslim and she's new to the religion,
mhm.
but she accepted, and they're fine. I think it's better for you to say the truth. Let them know, okay, I have a family in Nigeria, and not just pretend and make them believe, oh, you're my only person, and what have you.
All right, cool. Let me bring on Ola. Go ahead, Ola. Mute yourself.
Oh, thank you, Dennis.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. God bless. I would like to ask my uh, beautiful sister a little question. You
Okay,
know,
go ahead.
sister, do you tell the both parties involved in this match what you're doing about the deep cultural differences? The deep cultural difference I'm talking about is, you see, maybe you might advise also the both side. You see, we Nigerians have a different perspective of dating or marriage or I'm knowing you. We Nigerians are more like, if I talk to you, if I sleep with you, if I'm with you,
Your mind.
if I'm with you for a long time, you're mine. You understand? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why the Black Americans? I hope maybe your is your marriage missing? Is it for only for white, only for Black people, or general race? Is it all
Okay,
general
so
race?
it's actually for general race.
Okay, okay, that's good. Okay, that's because what I'm saying, because you said there's a guy that was talking to a lady who came to Nigeria. They met, they do everything. Possibility they might have sex or something like that together, but the guy was calling her. She just didn't pick her phone. So,
He got
uh,
engaged. He engaged her. He engaged
okay,
her. She
okay,
accepted.
yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, I understand. But what I'm trying to say is, you have to understand, neither black or white, if once you live in the Western world for years, like some of these African Americans or Black Americans, that they have almost similar type mentality. Doesn't mean because they engage you or they're with you or they're down with you that they're yours. That means to say they're not they're nothing to you, because the sad part of this relationship, because we talk about, oh, Nigerian men are only coming for green card, or this is it. But some Nigerian men also have a very bad sad story to tell also when they come to some of these words, a word also,
Exactly.
because of our way of upbringing, our cultural differences, and the way somebody can turn cold in time. You understand me? So I
Mm.
hope you also advise these Nigerian guys that doesn't mean because that person said I love you mean to say it's in love with you, and this person you talking to now can be cold on you within 2 months or 3 months. That maybe you see yourself be isolated. You understand me? So that's what I'm trying to ask you. What is your advice towards these two parties?
Okay, so what I do is I try as much as possible to counsel and give them, let them know what the differences can look like, possible reactions and discussions that can come up, because looking at it, the culture alone, the different culture alone is enough reason for you to say, oh, okay, you're thinking this way, I'm thinking this way. It could bring up conflicts. So I try as much as possible to let them know, okay, she could be this way. And most times when people sign up and subscribe, I always let them know that I'm going to be involved in this until you decide to move on or you decide to be together. So over the time I get to be their wingman, and when they come to me, when they have conflict and come to me for to tell me about their issues, I let them know, okay, now this is why this person is like this is why this person is like this. Because usually from the get-go, there are certain things, there are certain traits that people have, but you will not get to see until something occurs. So, and sometimes you might want to predict, oh, it could be this way, and it may not be that way. So I try as much as possible to let them know I've got you. If you have any issues arise, I'll be here to let's discuss it, talk about it, and see how it goes, and let you understand what this person is trying to let you know, and the other party the same way. So that's how I've been able to help so far, because cultural difference can be it can be funny, it can be weird at the same time, because There are times people say one thing, like, okay, when I say, are you mad? When an American is asking, are you mad? It simply means, are you okay? Like they're asking, have I offended you? You understand, or something like that. But if a Nigerian is asking you, are you mad? Do you understand? Like it kind of means like, are you okay? Like an abusive word, or the person is getting angry and what have you. You understand? So it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. And I try my best to make sure they try to get to be on the same page as far as culture is involved.
All right, go ahead, Delroy.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
We
Miss Onatunde, is that correct?
Ayotunde.
Ayotunde, sorry.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just have a quick one or two questions. Number one, is it how do you find like the matches from different part of the world? Is it easier to match someone from in America, or maybe someone from the Caribbean as far as culturally?
Okay, so majorly, majorly, I'll say it's not easy generally, because all over the world there are too many people looking for too many different things. And there are times that I'll have clients that are that have a certain request for probably maybe petite women or petite ladies within a particular age range, right? And I might find a petite lady I might find a petite lady, but from another country where they do not want to meet someone from. You understand? And I might find someone from the country where they want someone from, where they want their woman from, but this petite woman might be older or might be younger than their specification. So matchmaking generally is not easy. It's really tough, and sometimes it takes a lot of time, and it takes patience sometimes before everyone can actually find what they're looking for. I mean, everyone has their criteria. You see, some people say they want big women, some people say they don't want someone short than 6 feet. They don't want a single mom. Some would say, I don't want someone that has kids. It's a whole lot of criteria, and to
Okay.
find the perfect match, it's really challenging.
No, the reason why I asked that particular question because I'm not looking at a woman, I got married, but I'm from Jamaica, and the
Okay.
culture in Jamaica and Nigeria is not that far off. They basically like
Mm-hmm.
the same type of woman. Basically the food are similar, and the culture
Mm-hmm.
is pretty much similar. So that's why I asked that question.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
uh aside from them liking the same things, it also boils down to, what's this woman's attitude, what's this man's attitude. you know do they have
Mhm.
do they have things they cannot cope with in this person? So it's a whole lot of it streamlines down to a whole lot of petty little touches here and there. But locally, it's pretty easy, to be in Nigeria here, and someone says, "Oh, I want a Nigerian lady that's this and that." They actually can still compromise. They can say, "Okay, I think I'd like to get to meet her, because I can actually deal with that part of her." But internationally, it doesn't work that way. They want what they want, and they don't mind. When you say, "Oh, it could take a while," they're like, "Okay, I don't mind. I'm not in a hurry." So
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole lot to deal with. It's a whole lot to deal with.
Okay, and then my last question is because I was looking through the chat, and I think one or two persons said like the Nigerian women in when you're married in Nigeria, the women don't have a lot of rights. For example, like if they're going through a divorce or a separation.
We lost her. Let's wait for her to come back.
Okay.
Yeah, let's guys, hit the like button again. Please hit that like button. She come to the chat room. Hopefully she'll come back shortly. Yeah, we lost her.
She's gone.
Yeah, hopefully
She's in they don't have no Obama phone in Nigeria.
Oh, go ahead, Ayotunde.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
about that.
I'll finish my question. Yeah. Yeah, like some people I was looking in the chat, they don't
Okay.
some of them are saying that Nigerian women don't have a lot of rights when it comes to separation or divorce or anything like that. But I saw a program in Nigeria that the wife took her husband to court because they got separated, and complained that he's not paying enough money for child support. They were speaking about child support, and after the judge heard the case, she ordered the man to pay more money on the child support, and told him why he has to pay more money, and he was mad, but he agreed, and that was it. So, but a lot of people here think the women over there don't have any type of rights like that. What do you see about that?
Okay, so the thing is, in the Nigerian culture, even if a woman would want to take her husband to court and, for child support reasons, our family members are going to say, don't do that. Don't do that because you have a child with him. They're going to tell you not to do that. They're going to advise you to keep pushing and keep, doing your thing. If it brings something, fine. If it doesn't, fine. I think that's one case out of a lot that will not even get to that court you're talking about. And
Okay.
most times, because when a Nigerian woman gets married, mostly it's a family thing, it's not your thing. Like, you actually do not have a personal say, when conflicts arise, because when you were getting married, your family gave you over to this man to be married to him. They gave you their blessings. So if the marriage is going to end, they have, like 100% say in whatever, will occur. And they're going to want you to just leave him to God. I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna cap it, but that's usually what it is. You're going to find it hard before you find a woman that would take a man to court for child support. I mean, there are a lot of women that does that. I have friends that have done that, and I was in a situation where I was meant to do that, but I didn't, for certain reasons. And I mean, it's all it's all a thing that usually family, if your family will step in, they'll always step in and tell you, you know what, because it bears your name. And there's this belief, in Africa, in Nigeria, that when you take someone to court, you cannot come back and be friends.
Hmm.
So when you take the father of your kid to court, it's seen as, like you've done something really, really bad that you shouldn't have done. So most times, most women are just gonna be quiet about it and do what they can, and they can force things. If he decided to be responsible, fine. If he doesn't decide to be responsible, fine. But I know some men that they pay child support, they like come up for the kids, and I know some that will not even look back. So I mean, it's a 50-50 thing, but really most Nigerian women will not want to take the father of their kids to court because of the future. They're always thinking about the
Yeah.
future.
I
Hmm.
just wanted to point that out until let people know that this is not just an American thing. They do have courts and family courts over there and
Yeah,
stuff
but
like that. That's what I wanted to point out.
I don't think it's exploited and used as. I don't think it's weaponized over there the way it is.
Yeah, I know that, but a lot of people think they don't have that. That's what I'm saying.
No,
Period.
it exists, yes.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
you
Thank
go
you.
to the court to get married, so if if you have any conflict, you can actually take it there to the court to let them know, okay, this is what is happening, and they're going to advise you. When I was going through my issues, right, I got advice from the person that got us married. I got advice from her, and I always go back to her. I always give her. She was more like my go-to person at that phase, and she was able to help me come over it. So I mean, you got married in a court, you can always go back there and let them know, okay, this is what is happening, and they'll tell you what to do.
Let me ask you, as
Okay. Thank you.
as a Nigerian woman, why do you think it's weaponized here in America on a level that it is?
Uh, I'm still going to say cultural difference. I'm still going to say it's the culture. It's
Okay.
the culture. That's yeah, I believe it's the culture because here our parents have a strong hold on us. When you want to do something, and it's only if you don't say to them, but then if they know about the situation, they're going to tell you, come on, don't do this, Some parents will even tell you, I beg you in God's name, some are going to tell you, I'm going to cuss you out. And we believe so much in these things. So it kind of tame us, and it affects our decisions sometimes.
Okay. Cool.
Sorry, sister. That is, you see, why they're not actually weaponizing it in Nigeria is because where we were from, where our dad is from. So a woman, a Nigerian woman, let's assume she's from Ogun State, right? They got married to
Mm-hmm.
somebody from Oyo State, maybe someone from Iseyin or something like that. So that child is actually from where the father is from, not where the mother
Yeah,
is from. So why you cannot start weaponizing this court system against the man? Indirectly, you also punishing your own son. You understand? So
exactly.
that man, so that what my sister was saying is they were advised not to go too far because at the end of the day, you're also dealing with your own children. You understand?
Yes,
So
the
anything
future.
that happens, that child have to be taken back to that set of family, both for
Yes.
marriages, for any other thing. So they were asked,
We lost you, Ola.
No.
So if you could expand on what he's saying, Ayotunde.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So usually, okay. I think he's back.
okay. So that's why I'm actually telling my sister because she's doing this hooking up people internationally that yeah you might hear about it took me it took me for a green card advantage blah blah
Mhm.
blah. My sister, if you know about the stories that happen in the United States, you'll be surprised also. Most of our boys when they get married to some of these women, then some of them
They
brought
put
these
them
guys to come out, some of them brought these guys to come and work for them.
Yes. I've seen
You
cases like
understand?
that.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, so these guys, they'll be going to a job, working, possibility this lady is going to buy shoes every weekend for party.
Yeah, I've seen
And you
cases like that.
what you have to understand is this. Who might be take advantage of you when you're weak. You understand?
Mm.
But they think
Yeah.
they have something to hold you on that they'll use to scare you. And that part of that
Yes.
thing is that green card. And at that
Yes.
process of that green card, you are just as good as a slave at that moment. So some of
Yes.
them also be done by these women also. Then when these guys now have this permanent green card, they start thinking, man, what the hell am I doing with this lady? She's just like a Jezebel. then the guy will move because that guy have already been hurt. So some of them will tell a story how this woman used it to clean their windows. So go and clean the windows. In our culture, women don't just direct us like that. You understand me? In our culture, women don't just tell, "Oh, can you bring me a drink from the fridge?" These are cultural differences that we, that somehow give a shot. How can you ask me to go and give you no, you, me, the man, go to the fridge and bring you a drink? You crazy? But it happens. And sometimes some of these women know, or so look, women can study you in time back that the man studying a woman. You understand me? So not just say that, oh, they're using us for green card. In the process of that relationship, some of these guys also be abused.
Yes,
In
true.
this process also. So not just about, oh, he used me for a green card, he ran. No. It's not just like that. That's what I'm always saying. Please, if you hook them up, let that woman study, miss the culture of this
So,
man. I'm hearing.
no, I'm listening.
So
I'm
so
listening.
so so what I'm trying to say is this, because I see whereby people say, "Oh, Nigerian men use me for green card. He's used me for green card." But if you really understand Nigerian men, they are far more the open people in all the of Africa
Yeah.
because they're very direct. They can just tell you their pain. I don't like the way you're treating me. I'm not happy with it.
Yeah.
You understand me? They will say it. They will not just go, but due to because some of these women use, oh, I will call the RS on you. I will call this on you. I will call that on you. You understand? They use some of this way to punish this guy. You just imagine you'll be working at the end of the month, actually not receiving your salary. And you can say nothing. You dare not do nothing about it. You tried, without divorce, they will tell man, I'm gonna divorce you, and that is the cultural differences, the coldness. So when you're dealing with somebody from Nigeria, is different when you deal with somebody from the Western world. Because to be cold in the Western world is very, very easy. That in Nigeria, whereby you see seeing the emotional part of human being when it's not happy or when it's happy. You understand me? So not just everything was bad about the Nigerian man, but also the process. I don't blame, actually, when if you okay, that's why if you come to, if you're in Nigeria, why this relationship, sometimes some of these women don't also go back to this guy's country. You mention a guy who is married to a Black American woman, they're older together because that woman take time to study this guy. They have the same interest. You understand me? They have the same interest. They invest in Nigeria. They have everything together. You understand me? But that's what the Indians.
Yeah, we lost him again.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
So can I quickly say something before it comes up?
Go ahead.
Okay, so there's this case I'm handling right now. I'm trying to investigate for a lady who has been married to this Nigerian man for 3 years now.
How long is
He
staying
joined.
overseas?
Hold on. Let Ayotunde finish first because we lost you. Yeah, your connection is messed up. Then I'll pass it back to you. Ayotunde, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So she's Black American and he's Nigerian, and he filed a fiancé visa for him, and they got married in the US. So this is the third year now. He's had her on she's had him all over our social media and pictures, posting videos and everything. But he is not posting her at all, and he claimed to have divorced the wife, but she's suspecting that they're still married. Now he wants a divorce, and he told her that he's going to report her, to the government that she's torturing him. She claims she didn't do nothing to him. He's not paying rent, he's not paying nothing, and she's the one paying the whole rent and food and everything, right? That's what she claimed. So what she wants to find out is to know if the divorce certificate he produced is fake or he still has an existing marriage. So I'm trying to do research on that. But she mentioned something and said he wants to file for a WAPA. So I don't know if you know what that is, where maybe if he's going through torture or whatever, he can file for WAPA. And I don't know what immigration is going to do about that, but I think it has something to do with, them giving him a stay and, still making her pay something or something. I'm not so sure. But, she told me that, and I just got that information today. And I feel really bad because at some point in time, some Black American women came for me on a TikTok live when I was trying to address these issues, like trying to educate them, let them know they are Nigerian men and they are Nigerian boys. They are
And,
Nigerian men that
and
have
let me
their job.
and let me ask you this: when they came for you, were they like trying to come for you, like they were upset and telling you they were full of it, or how was it when you said they were coming for you?
Yeah, they came for me. They were upset and they said, "Oh, I'm against Nigerian men. I don't like Nigerian." And I'm like, "Yo, not that I don't like Nigerian men. They're my blood. They're my people. My son is a Nigerian man. I have a Nigerian brother. I have families in Nigeria, and they're my blood." I'm just telling you to watch out, look at the signs, so that you know if you're a real one or not, but they never listen. And guess what?
Well,
This is about
let me
yeah.
ask you this: if I can interject, why do you think that gets like? I want to be very careful. I want to be very careful. Why do you think some of our sisters like get offended when you? Because I'm gonna share a story with you real quick. Ayotunde, I'm gonna pass it back to you. When I was in Zanzibar, this was back in 2011. There was a group of Black American women, right? And they were with
Mm,
the local Zanzibarian men, the little, I call them rent a dreads or rent a rosters or whatever. They're your weed man, they're tour guides, they do everything for you, right? And so, they're
mm,
romancing them and walking around and holding hands. The sisters were like, oh yeah, these African men are so romantic. They love us, they romantic. Blah, blah, blah. I promise you, a group of old white women. I'm talking about, oh my God,
mm,
old white women came and they were doing the same thing. Those same men in Zanzibar start doing the same thing with these old white women walking around, holding hands, kissing.
mm,
So I came and did a podcast one day. I call it Hustling Draws for Green Cards.
mm.
And just like, listen, this is what I observed. This is what happened. And these sisters came for me. Dynas, you don't know what you talking about. You just jealous because we finding love. I just said, okay, no problem. but go ahead. So it's just not me. But so go ahead.
Okay, so now it's about 2 years, 3 years later, and most of them are now experiencing what I was trying to, warn them about. I mean, they're Nigerian men that have good job, they have a house of their own. I mean, they're living comfortably, and they have the basic things like they're living life comfortably, and you can say, okay, this person is ready to settle down, like even Nigerian standard, right? And there are this set of men too. I call them boys anyway, that do not have a job, do not even have a place. They squat with several friends, and these women will come to Nigeria and they're not even gonna visit where this man lives. They don't know where he lives, no address, nothing. Because before they get to Nigeria, they're booking an hotel, and this man is going to stay with them in the hotel till they leave.
Can I tell you a funny story real quick? I'm sorry to cut
Yes,
you off. I
please.
got another story.
That's
So I was coming from Benin Republic. This was this past January. I was coming from Benin Republic, from Cotonou to Lagos on the bus, transport. And so I check into the hotel, get to the hotel in Lagos. I think I forgot the hotel I was staying at. And so I'm in line, and in front of me is a Black American woman and the Nigerian dude at the hotel. Guess who pulls out the credit card to pay for everything?
She.
Yeah.
That's it.
But listen, if that's your thing, go for it. But what I don't want, Ayotunde, is if it goes wrong, because this has happened. This is what I don't want. It goes wrong, then all of a sudden Nigeria is a bad place. Romance scam. They scamming me. The men is scamming me. Like, nah. You knew what you was getting yourself into. Like, don't come back. Don't circle back. Because now I'm seeing it in Ghana. There's some sisters in Ghana talking about, oh, these Ghanaian men, they just be scamming. I'm like, you knew what you was getting yourself into. Like, don't circle back and talk about the African men are scamming. I in this case, I support the African men because you knew what you were getting yourself into. And this is what I say. In America, you want these men to be six figures. They got to have this. They got to have that. They got to have these resources, these investments, this, that, and other. But in Africa, like you said, they don't even screen them.
Yeah, some of these women send money weekly or monthly to their men in Nigeria. You know? So I'm like, if you're ending him cash now and he joins you, you expect him to work and give you money? I mean, I don't understand. I don't know what it's going to be at the end of the day. You know, it's not even doing nothing. It's not contributing to your visit. You know, it's not doing anything. You don't even know. Oh my God, some people don't even know their religion. Because I have this person that was telling me, oh, I didn't they married, and she was telling me, oh, I didn't know he was a Muslim. He told me he's Christian. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, his name says it all. That's a Muslim name. You should do your research. You should ask questions, you know. But anyway, they came for me, and this is the third year now, and I'm getting calls. Oh, Deborah, you were right. You said this, you said that, and you know. So I just, I just wish people listen sometimes. And most times, I see that when people don't pay to get certain information, they're not ready to listen to you.
Hey,
They're
what's
not
that,
ready
Carla?
to listen.
There's a lot of feedback on your end, Carla. You're on your
I'm at the ocean. You know, I'm not gonna
Okay,
be long.
that's better. Adeosun, anything else? I'm gonna pass it to Carla. Anything else?
Oh, that's all I'd like to say for now.
Okay, go ahead, Carla.
Oh well, greetings, Dynast. So I first want to say thank you for having me on. And after all these years, a lot of considered thinking, I finally decided to do a YouTube channel. I've decided to do a YouTube channel. You know, so I will tell you, College Nation is coming on YouTube. So get prepared. Yeah, you know, this relationship thing is it takes some doing. You know, my wife and I, we have some ups and downs and stuff like that. But I know what I'm getting into as far as Africa and stuff like that. People, as soon as things go wrong, they want to condemn the whole country, condemn the whole continent. These people, I have
Yeah.
never seen so much prejudice in my life, and sometimes it makes me ashamed to be African American. You know, I really do. One thing goes wrong, and everybody's like, "Oh, the blah 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 blah." Well, you know, this is Africa. You know what you're getting into. You're not gonna get what's the place? What's that place that Europeans go to? Monaco. You're not gonna get Monaco. You know, you're not gonna get Milan. You're not gonna get Hamburg, Germany. You're not gonna get all these wealthy places the white people built their empires off the blood and blacks. So when you see Africa, despite all its problems, it's off the nickels and dimes and what we was able to scrape together. So if you're a true pan Africanist and everything, you'll basically accept Africa, and when it's great, you'll accept Africa in its poverty, you'll accept Africa, anything. If you love the continent, you love it, whether it's rich or poor, whether it has electricity, whether it has roads, whatever it
Yeah.
is. You always believe in your continent. You never make fun of them other continents.
Yeah, go ahead. Then we're gonna start closing out. But go ahead.
So are they asking for? Is your client in America? Are they looking for the big boys? What I mean, if you want to, if you want to be with the big boys, guys with money, with G wagons and the those big boys in Nigeria, are they asking for those kind of guys? Do you have teams for those kind of? Are you connecting people from America, whether white or black, to some well-to-do Nigerians, not like what that is called long stroke Kwame or long stroke about?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Over the years, some of these American women have been with broke boys. They've been with those that they have to assist financially. They have to do everything for them as far as finance is concerned. And they got tired, and at a point in time, they wanted someone that has a job, someone that has everything good going for them. So yes, over the years, I've had a couple, but very few though, because and there's something I also found out. Some women are, they have this dominant nature, so they want someone beneath them. They're not gonna. I can tell. They're not gonna say this, but I can tell. They just want someone they can, tell, what to do, order them around. There are women like that. So women like that would not want to be with someone that has everything, and because they know they're not capable of commanding him, or telling him what to do, or ordering him around. And yeah, people like that exist. I've had clients like that.
Okay, thank you very much, man. Thank you, sister. I like your approach. I wish you success for what you're doing. Nice talking to you. Thank you, Dennis, for allowing me
No
your chat.
problem. No,
God
no
bless.
problem. Adeosun, go ahead and close us out. You can tell everybody, share with everybody how to get in contact with you. If they want to
Okay.
take advantage of your services and all
Okay. So okay. Thank you for this platform, and thank you for the interview. If you like to contact me, you can send me mail through at distance and relationships
that. Hey,
the Gmail.
do me a favor. Is there a way you could put the your email in the chat room or in the back chat so I could copy and paste it, or direct, or do you
Okay.
or yeah. So I could copy and paste it, put in the chat so people can actually see it.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I just did that.
Okay. All right. Let me
Yeah.
post this. Let me put it on the screen and hold on one second.
Okay.
All right. So distance and relationships at gmail.com, everyone. If you are interested in using Adeosun's services. So everyone. Oh, and what's your TikTok?
Distance and relationships.
Okay, this is a relationships.
Instagram, distance and relationships.
Got you.
Facebook, distance and relationships. I have a Facebook group, but I'm trying to, fish out the shares from the real thing. So, but anyways, if anyone is interested in joining my Facebook group, is also distance and relationship. Is a private group, so you need to answer some questions before you get in, and you need to make sure you answer all questions. And I just check their Facebook page. You must have a picture of you, and once you get in, you have to introduce yourself.
Perfect. Hey, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror, search for Huru. Peace.